everyone, my name is Oliver. Today I'm going to tell you about World War II, Part 1. The League of Nations had a piece of Versailles to prevent another great war from spreading across Europe. Soon, like World War I, the war should spread across the whole world. It would become known as World War II. The Allies, France, Great Britain, and Britain's allies, were fighting against Germany and Italy, known as the Axis powers. Before long, Germany and Italy were joined by another powerful country, Japan. 2 years before Hitler's invasion of Poland, and hatred between Japan and China had erupted into out-and-out war. In 1937, China's Cossack of China had agreed to make an alliance between his Kuomintang government and the Chinese Communist Party because he knew that he could not fight both the CCP and the Japanese. Almost at once, the new allies found themselves fighting the Japanese army, which had marched from the marshes towards the Japanese city of Belgium. On July 7, 1937, the Japanese army had attacked the Marco Polo Bridge outside Belgium. The bridge, a beautiful marble span with 11 different arches, was controlled by the Kuomintang army in the east and the Japanese army in the west. Early in the morning, the Japanese demanded permission from the Kuomintang to cross the bridge over the Kuomintang side and search for a house nearby. The Japanese said that officers need to search for a deserting Japanese soldier who might be hiding there, but the Chinese thought that it was just a pretense to get across the bridge. When they refused to let the Japanese officers pass, the Japanese began to march across the bridge with tanks. The Kuomintang army managed to drive them back, but the Japanese recognized themselves and attacked again. After 2 weeks of fighting, the Japanese finally made it across the bridge and stayed hold the Chinese side. This was the beginning of the Second Sino-Japanese War. The Chinese had a different name of this war. They called it the Chinese People Anti-Japanese War of Resistance. China lost land to the Japanese all along north of China and in the middle of the country as well. One of the most horrible events of the modern history took place in China, when Japan marched into the southern city of Ning'an and in the province of Jiangxi. Japanese soldiers killed 200,000 armed Chinese citizens who had nothing to do in the war. Still, China refused to surrender. This war had been going on for 2 years by the time that World War II began over in Europe. When Great Britain had France declared war on Germany, Japan saw the chance to expand its own empire. Great Britain, France, and Netherlands, which also joined the Allies, all had colonies in South Asia. The British ruled Hong Kong, and France still control over Vietnam, and the Dutch governed the East Indies. Those Europeans had a time of soldiers to defend their Asian colonies. Japan could swoop to take these colonies for itself. In 1940, Japan declared itself to be an Axis power, along with Germany and Italy. Now, Japan had a perfect excuse to attack the colonies held by Allies. Japan did have one country standing in the way of its conquest of Asia, the United States. This is World War II Part 1, and next time I will read World War II Part 2. Thank you for your attention.